you're wondering how some people in ACN are gathering personally lots of customers and maybe why you're struggling to gather customers and it seems like it's just a grind, I believe this training is going to help. It's what the top customer gatherers in the company are using in order to gather as many customers as they are. And where it starts is with mindset. So do you have a savings mindset or a profit mindset? Another way of putting it is, do you have a customer mindset or an entrepreneur's mindset? So I want to ask you, what's your residual income based on? It's obviously based on three things: the number of IBOs in your team, the number of services each IBO sells, and the dollar amount of the monthly bill of the services those IBOs are selling. So if you took two teams, put them side by side, they're nearly identical. Let's say both teams had 1,000 IBOs on the team, and each one of the IBOs had 10 customer points. And one team was selling $20 a month services. The other team was selling $500 a month services. Which team is going to make more money residually? Well, the answer is obvious. Which team is going to make more money? So I want you to understand that customers spending less money on service generates less profit for you. And this gets to the heart of the issue is, when you come into ACN, are you thinking like a customer or are you thinking like an entrepreneur? Do you have a savings mindset or a profit mindset? A customer mindset is, what's in it for me? How much can I save? I want to make my money go the furthest for me, and I want to get the most for my money. I want to save the most. That's a customer mindset, which is fine if you're a customer. But an entrepreneur's mindset is different. An entrepreneur's mindset is, how can I deliver the most amount of value? See, when an entrepreneur thinks that way, they attract to them customers that don't really care too much about price. In some cases are willing to spend more money, but they generate better quality customers. And they also, as a result, generate more profit, because you don't want a savings or customer mindset to pervade through your team. See, the way you come into ACN and teach your team to come into ACN and start ACN is the way they'll teach their team, and they'll teach their team. And then you could eventually have a team of 50 or 100 IBOs that all have a customer mindset, which is, let's sell the cheapest services at the cheapest price with the least amount of money. And then you look a year or two down the road, you're unhappy with your residual income, but it's because you and everybody else on your team is all you think about is being cheap, saving money, and paying the least amount. Well, that has an impact on your profit. You want to offer value. We're going to talk more about that. How do I get customers if I shouldn't focus on saving them money? Now, again, I want to qualify this. We're not asking people to pay 2 times more money, 3 times more money, 5 times more money for the same service. We're talking about being competitive. I'm talking about situations here where, it's $1 or $2 difference, $5, $10, maybe a few dollars more. But, you might be losing customers or not able to get customers. And, you're looking at only a few dollars or 10 or $20, and you're not able to get these customers where you're watching other IBOs sign up customers all the time. And it comes back to a mindset. Are you thinking like a customer or are you thinking like an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur thinks about delivering value. Another way an entrepreneur thinks is they're sold themselves. They represent their brand. I come from the oil and gas and construction industry. So I'll use myself as an example, but I used to be an electrician. If I owned my own electrical company and I did not wire my own house, would you trust me to wire yours? I mean, why? That'd be crazy. You would never trust me to wire your house if I didn't wire mine, right? Imagine that conversation. Hey, you must be a great electrician. You probably wired your own home. Can you wire mine? Oh, no, I wouldn't touch my own house. I wouldn't wire my own house. Me? No way. You would think to yourself, well, if he's not willing or if he doesn't think he's good enough to wire his own house, I don't want him anywhere near mine. Same thing with a mechanic. If a mechanic doesn't work on their own car and fix their own car, would you want them touching yours if they didn't trust themselves or didn't think that the service that they offer is good enough for their own car? Would you want them touching yours? Absolutely not. So it astonishes me that sometimes we have IBOs that join the business and, they think themselves, well, I don't really want to try any of the ACN services. It's $1 more here, $1 more there. I'm just going to wait until I can save a ton of money. I'm not going to try anything, but I'm going to get a lot of customers. Let me tell you what happens to people like that join the business. 10 times out of 10, they never gather customers. They never gather any customers of any consequence. And they never really end up succeeding in this because they never get past a customer mindset. They don't think like an entrepreneur. They don't represent their brand. Now, on the other hand, when we have entrepreneurs and small business owners join ACN, without even telling them, coaching them, or training, many times, and I'd say 9 times out of 10, you have an entrepreneur that joins ACN, and without being told, they buy all the services. And we look at them and we get excited, and they look back at us and they think, what? Doesn't everybody do this? Why wouldn't I represent my own brand? So you need to, again, start thinking like an entrepreneur. And it's also great practice. That's where your very first training experience comes from with any of our services, is when you sign up your own service, you go through the enrollment process, you see what to click on and all the different things that are entailed in the enrollment process, receiving your first bill, transferring services. You experience all of that. And by experiencing all of that, now you can share that experience with your customers by having a first-hand training experience representing your brand. Are you a product of your product? If you want to gather a lot of customers, you're the first place you need to start. People you show the business to that aren't ready to join is your second source of customers. Because now that they've already seen the business, they understand that this makes you money. They understand that it impacts your life and it impacts your business. They've seen some basic information on the services. So what you need to do is you need to follow up. I've seen many IBOs show the information to a lot of people, and then they don't follow up. They don't talk to that person afterwards. They don't touch base with them. They don't sign them up for services. They don't look at their bills. And what you need to do is make a list, be consistent, set a reminder, use a follow-up script, and you're going to see some follow-up videos here in this YouTube playlist. And then use this script for customer acquisition, which is very simple. Can you do me a favor? Help me out. This is why I'm asking. If I was going to boil down the ACN system in gathering customers and the team system for gathering customers down to 3 words, it's those 3 words. Favor, help, why. Can you do me a favor? Help me out. This is why I'm asking. Those 3 words will impact your customer acquisition in the greatest way possible. Let's dive into more information on why. So people don't base purchases on savings or facts. Let's watch this quick video.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
What's interesting is they didn't talk about price. They didn't talk about all the different prices for different Nike shoes and those price comparisons compared to every other shoe company out there and the dollar for dollar, cent for cent price comparison. Is that what you're doing in ACN? Because that's not what happened here. They didn't talk about construction. They didn't talk about the facts. They didn't talk about the materials. They didn't talk about the science behind it and all the technology behind it. They didn't talk about any facts whatsoever. The commercial was about greatness, and that was it. It's interesting. Here's some other statistics. 88% of Americans said if given the opportunity, they'd buy a service with a social benefit. 84% would tell friends and family about a company with a social benefit. 55% of customers would buy from a company with a social benefit. Your why and the cause have to be the central focus. It's what you need to start with. Andy Andrews said it best. He said, traditional advertising is the price you pay for not being remarkable. I want to say that again. Traditional advertising is the price you pay for not being remarkable. So our system falls back on a great book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And IBOs that struggle to acquire customers communicate from the outside in. They spend all their time describing the what they do first. Let me say it again. They spend all their time describing what they do and how they do it instead of starting with why. So let's define what each one of those categories is: the what, how, and why. The what is the selling the services, the price, technology, facts, data, technical information. That's the what. And that's where 80% of IBOs spend their time talking to customers about cent for cent price comparisons and things like that. How we do what we do is using an online store and relationship marketing so that customers can sign up for services with a variety of brands. And why, the why is your mission, it's your cause, it's your worthy ideal. And this is where IBOs are falling short. If you're struggling to gather customers, this is where you're falling short. You're starting with the what, maybe talking about the how, and you seldom, if ever, talk about the why. And what you need to do is you need to completely reverse the order of those three things. You need to spend 80% of your time on the why, then the how, and finally, you may realize that after starting with 80% of your time on the why, you very seldom will ever get to the what or need to get to the what for any significant time whatsoever, and the customer will want to enroll with services. And we're going to have a great video on this playlist of Simon Sinek talking about this concept here, the golden circle principle. I really encourage you to watch it. It impacted my business in terms of customer acquisition. So I encourage you to take a look, and you're going to see a link for that. If you take a look at that little link up there in the corner, you're going to be able to click on that link and go to the Simon Sinek Golden Circle Principle video. Now, let's apply this to ACN. You want to explain a why that you and the customer can be passionate about. It's great that, you can explain a why that you're passionate about, and that's important, and you're going to gather customers that are passionate about that why. But if you explain a why that you can be passionate about and they can be passionate about, and you can adapt slightly, well, now you're going to open yourself up to gathering lots of customers in lots of different arenas. So what are some examples of some great whys or causes that some of our top leaders are using? Well, one of them is Project Feeding Kids. When you become a customer with any of these services, a child gets fed. So how that would sound is, can you do me a huge favor? Help me out. This is why I'm asking. I have a goal to feed, 10 more kids this month. When somebody becomes a customer with the services in my business, a child gets fed through the Food Bank of Canada. Will you help me feed 10 more kids, 20 more kids? Well, somebody that cares about the Food Bank of Canada, that's philanthropic, imagine somebody that delivers non-perishable items to the food bank. That type of person would say to themselves, yeah, absolutely, I would love to. I donate all the time. All of a sudden now your services are aligned with their core values. They haven't even asked about price. They haven't even asked about the data or the information, or if they do, it's not really as important to them as the simple fact that your service impacts something they're passionate about. Another great why is, do you know somebody that's struggling to pay their bills? Like you're maybe a grandparent, a volunteer, a community leader, a single parent, religious leader. We have a great program with Zoom Power Up, Zoom Rewards, and Zoom Extras. And how that might sound is, again, can you do me a huge favor? Help me out. This is why I'm asking. Things are tight these days, and my energy company, Zoom Energy, offers a promotion that allows me to get my usage for free. I get a bonus that pays for all of my usage. That would impact our budget massively. That would help our family out so much. And all I need is a few more customers to make that happen. Can you help me out? Give my service a try. Again, now all of a sudden, you're talking about something that they're passionate about. And it may not be you. It could be, let's say, a grandparent or somebody that both of you care about. If you said to the family, listen, family, if we become a customer with Zoom Energy, then mom and dad don't have to pay the usage part of their energy bill. Or, maybe a single mom can get a gift card to go shop for groceries. Or, maybe this individual can get a gas card from Esso so they can put gas in their car. What I love about the programs that Zoom Energy offers, and I'm highlighting Zoom Energy here, but there are great programs we offer with other companies and other service providers in different countries as well. But Zoom Energy should give you posture. Zoom Energy and what we offer should allow you to stand your back up straight with your chest out. No other retail provider is offering free usage. No other retail energy provider is offering the kind of value that we offer. And that should allow you to stand with your backbone straight. You should be able to confidently say to people, look at what I do. Look at the value that I offer. And you should be shocked. You should almost be laughing when somebody thinks, well, why would I want to be a customer with Zoom. Well, free. What's free? What do you mean free? This is historic. No energy provider's ever done this before. I think sometimes we get familiar with the awesome things that ACN offers and our service providers offer, especially Zoom Energy, Zoom Rewards, Extras, and Power Up. Now, another great why that your customer can be passionate about is shopping locally. And when you buy from a small business, you're not helping a CEO buy a third vacation home. You're helping a little girl get dance lessons, a little boy get his team jersey, a mom put food on the table, a dad pay a mortgage, or a student pay for college. There are so many people now that don't trust corporations, that believe and know that corporations don't have their best interests at heart. There are lots of people out there that will go out of their way to shop locally, go out of their way to shop with a small business owner, keep the money in the community, keep the money with people in the community or in the ethnic community, or keep the money in the town instead of giving it away to a corporation. Again, how that sounds is, can you do me a huge favor? Help me out. This is why I'm asking. I believe in shopping with local businesses. I own a business myself. I could really use your support. Here are the services I offer. Again, somebody that you've been frequenting, maybe it's your local barber, maybe it's a local business owner. I remember this is how I got my barber as a customer. I said to him, and I used that exact same script, and he kind of said to me, yeah, well, maybe. I said, hey, hold on. Not maybe, man. I give you a 30% tip. I go to you because you're local, because you're a small business owner. I want to support you because you're in my area. I believe in shopping local. You don't believe in shopping local? And then he looked at me and he said, sorry, what you got? What do you got? Show me what you got. I'll be your customer. The second that I put a little bit of pressure on him with something that he was passionate about and helped him understand the importance of that, and took a moment to really emphasize the importance of it to me and to our relationship, the dynamic shifted right away. He became my customer on the spot that day. Another great why that you can use that will allow you to gather a lot of customers is new levels of customer service and appreciation. And again, how that sounds is, can you do me a huge favor? We're starting with the same thing every time. Help me out. This is why I'm asking. Being my customer is nothing like being a customer for another company. They don't remember your birthday. They don't call you, answer. They're not going to answer your phone call anytime, day or night. I offer exceptional service. They just offer energy, or they just offer internet. What I offer you is way more than just internet. Yes, you're going to get internet. Yes, it's competitive. Yes, it's great value. Yes, you'll love the service. But what I offer is above and beyond that. What I offer is the appreciation of a small business owner. What I offer is the fact that, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to call you. Your service matters to me, and I want you to know that. There are customers out there that have been treated poorly by the competition. They've been disrespected. They've been treated like a number and like they don't matter. What they're looking for, what those customers are looking for, is somebody that cares. When you give them a card on their birthday, when you call them on the regular basis, when you drop by, when you shovel their sidewalk in the winter, the competitor doesn't do that. The competition doesn't do that. You're now going to have a customer for life. You're going to have a customer that feels great about buying services from you. You're going to have a customer that is so happy they made the choice to go with you. And yes, they get internet, but they made the choice to go with you. And yes, they get energy, but they made the choice to go with you. What I tell my customers is, I'm not like anybody, any other service provider you've ever been with. I am going to give you the best possible customer service you've ever gotten. White glove concierge type service. If you need anything, you call me. If you want to adjust anything with your plan, you let me know. I'm going to make sure that you get the best service. I'll tell you, there are customers out there that are willing to pay more for that and are willing to refer you to other people. And there are people in your life that don't really understand what you're doing and how they fit in. And, maybe you were a little bit bashful when you joined ACN. You didn't fully explain it. You didn't give them all the detail. Maybe you didn't really passionately grab their attention and share with them how this was important to you and why it was important to you. That you're trying to retire from your job, or you're trying to change careers, you're trying to make extra money, pay off debt, go on a vacation, that this business is going to change your family's life. You really need help with this business. You need to passionately show them the opportunity and then explain to them why you're doing this business, why you're building it, and how it's going to impact your life. And they need to understand that being your customer impacts your business, helps you get a promotion, helps you go on a free vacation with the company, helps you pay off debt, helps you retire early, whatever your why is. But you need to let them know that. And I think many times, we try to tell people kind of why we're doing this, but we don't really sit them down, grab their attention, and passionately explain to them, become vulnerable. A lot of times we don't want to do that because we don't want to be hurt, right? But I'm telling you, I think what you'll find is that people will respond in kind. They're going to appreciate that you were vulnerable and that you were honest. And even if they can't be your customer, they may get you referrals. They may say, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I don't live in an energy area. I can't be your energy customer, but I'll get you energy referrals. I didn't know this was important to you. What I hear from many of my IBOs so many times when they see this information right here on the screen is when they actually apply it, they come back and say, well, my family didn't know it was that important. My family didn't realize I was really that committed to ACN. They thought it was just something I was dabbling in that I wasn't really going to do for that long. And it was just some side thing that wasn't important to me. They didn't know it was important to me. Another one I want to talk to you about, one last one here, is, when it comes to good pricing in Canada or whatever country you're in, when it comes to competition, the free market, we live in a free market economy. Every dollar we spend is a vote for more of the same. If we want more competition, we need to vote with our money. And, that why works fantastic when you're talking to people that, especially, for example, with Zoom Energy, when there's a lot of other retailers out there, well, you want more competition. And a vote for Zoom Energy is a vote for somebody local. It's a vote for a small business owner. It's a vote for somebody in your community. It's a vote for me. When you shop with Zoom, you shop with me. And that empowers small business owners instead of big corporations. The more money we give to big corporations, well, the less competition there is in the market and the less choice there is for consumers. And that's how monopolies get started, right? So you want competition in a free market economy, and supporting ACN, the services that ACN offers, me as an entrepreneur, that's what that does. So start with why. When you start with why, spend 80% of your time on that. Then you can talk about how. And the how is using relationship marketing and our ACN storefront to offer services to friends and family through our networks and through our relationships. The what, lastly, is the tech options, the setup, the free setup, the shipping, the rebate, the features, the information, data, the price, that stuff. And if you follow our system here and you spend the majority of your time on why, what you will find is, maybe you'll get to the what eventually, but it will be less important to the customer. And you're going to get better quality customers. You're going to get more customers. Simon Sinek talks about in his book, Start With Why, people don't buy what you're offering. They buy why you're offering it. The goal is not to do business with people who need what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. I see so many new IBOs when they get started in ACN, they're out there trying to offer internet to people who need internet, energy to people who need energy, business services to people who need business services, a mortgage to somebody that needs a mortgage, and you name it. And they go out and they're like moderately successful. The people that are overwhelmingly successful in ACN are out there looking for people first, looking for people who believe what they believe first. They're looking for people who share the same beliefs as them. They're looking to start with that. And when they find customers who believe what they believe, something amazing happens. They get referrals. They end up getting lots of referrals. They end up getting customers who buy multiple services from them. When you start with why, a customer is going to say, so you're telling me if I go out and share your services with other people, I'll feed more kids through the food bank? Great. I'm going to tell everybody I know. You're going to find that your customers, when you start with why, they're going to say to themselves, so if I buy multiple services from you, that's going to help you hit a promotion. That'll help your family. That'll help you hit your financial goals. Great. How many other services can I get from you? When you start with why and you share why that you're passionate about and that they're also passionate about, the doors open up in terms of customer acquisition and a flood of good quality customers come into your business. I know as new IBOs, you'll take anything you can get. You'll get any customer you can get. You're just desperate for anything you can get. But I'll tell you, the seasoned customer gatherers that follow the ACN system and the team system will tell you, you don't want every customer. Not all customers are created equal. Folks, let the competition have the difficult to deal with customers. Let the competition have the customers that don't believe what you believe, that don't believe in supporting feeding kids through the food bank, that don't believe in shopping local and supporting local entrepreneurs, that don't believe in helping friends and family members, that don't believe in a free market economy. Let the competition have those tough to deal with customers. You want the customers that believe what you believe. And when you start with why, you are going to get the best quality customers in the market. And we place you in your city with this new mindset of customer acquisition. And you've got the map of the city of Edmonton here. And you're starting with why. And you go out and begin to gather customers. And let that green circle around that red dot represent the people that you have influence with, friends, family, coworkers, customers, and you're starting with why. Now imagine you build a network of customer gatherers that have this same system, that are following this same system, have the same mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, starting with why. They each have varying circles of influence. Well, if you're starting with why and you build a team of customer gatherers, you can blanket the city with a circle of influence. And you may not have that lot of influence yourself, but this is why building a network in this business can be so impactful, because you can blanket a whole city with influence by building a team of customer gatherers that gather customers following this system. And you can have one of the loyalist customer bases, the best quality customer bases that you can go out there and gather as a business owner. And that's what we've seen multiple people go out there and do for themselves and for their family. I want to finish with a couple more quotes. As a network marketer, you might think your job is to demonstrate and sell product. It's not. Your job is to communicate information, tell a great story, and build a network. So what information are we communicating? What story are we telling? Well, it's the stories that I talked about. It's the stories of people that have we've created value with, customers that we've been able to, with Zoom Energy, they've gotten gift cards, families that we've been able to help either save money or provide better value to, families that are treated better, families that get better customer service, families that are happy because they're feeding more kids through the food bank. This is the story that we're telling, the people that we're helping. And build a network. Build a network of people that share those stories too. You need to only gather a handful of customers one time your whole life in ACN. To get paid on thousands of customers, you need to build a team. And the most important skill to learn is how to network, invite people to see this information with ACN, present that information, present the business to them, and build a team. And train that team how to gather customers the right way. And if you can learn those skills, you can build a dynasty for yourself in ACN. You can get paid overriding residual income on tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of customers. And you can really change your life. So I hope this training helps you gather customers the right way in ACN.